What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Restoration Rundown Podcast, the podcast that's dedicated to you, the restoration business owner. My name is Ben with Ironclad Restoration Marketing, and I help restoration business owners get more sales just by getting their internet marketing right, whether that's web design, SEO, pay-per-click, or Google Business Profile Management. The team here at Ironclad Restoration Marketing has you covered. Now, speaking about marketing for your restoration business, if you've been paying attention to this podcast or one of my 10 million YouTube videos I have out there, or if you've seen me speak in person, one of the core fundamental things that we preach here at Ironclad Restoration Marketing for restoration contractors is to take an omni-channel approach, or using what I like to call the Ironclad Restoration Marketing digital omnipresence method to get the ultimate visibility for your restoration business and ultimately increase that perpetual pipeline of leads coming to your business. Now, you may think, what does that mean? Omni-channel just means use every single channel available. But that kind of transcends the digital channels. If you look at what we have, you go to our website and you see what the actual graphic looks like. Sure, you've got the website. You got to have one to be digitally present. SEO to rank well on search engines, your Google Business Profile, so you can get those maps rankings and also help with your organic. Then you've got your LSA and pay-per-click. But one of the biggest, most fundamental channels on the digital omnipresence, even though it's not digital, are joining associations and attending restoration conferences that are relative to the type of work that you're trying to get. Now, it doesn't really help you in a digital age, but it does. It gives you more visibility. It helps on so many different levels, not to mention having a placement on another backlink and having another business directory listing your business, which helps with SEO, but you're able to network with peers. You're able to pick people's brains, and you're able to collectively come up with ideas together to overcome challenges you might be facing with your business, or maybe just reaffirm that you might be on the right track, whether you've been in business for 50 years or you're a newbie just starting out. So today we've got a couple very special guests coming on that are a part of, in my opinion, one of the most fun anyways, if not the most fun restoration conferences I've ever been to, and most people that I talk to have ever been to either. I want you to welcome Diane and Beth from CORE. Guys, we're very close to the collective, right? I know this is kind of a last minute bringing you in here, so I really appreciate you guys joining me. I know how much work you guys are putting into this, so thank you very much for coming on today.
Thank you for having us. We're 5 days away, so we're getting close.
That's right.
All right. So for everybody out there, Diane, you've been on a couple times. Beth, first time, right? So we're going to haze you a little bit in the first episode. We're going to do a rapid fire 50 questions about your personal life before you started working with CORE. And I'm joking, but
I'm going to need a little more prep for that.
I'll put the explicit warning on this episode just in case. But no, for everybody out there that may not be familiar with CORE, we're going to get into that. But I'd like to get a little bit about who you guys are. Diane, we'll start with you. Give me a little bit about your background and how you tie into CORE.
Sure. So I am the Vice President of Marketing over at CORE Group. Kind of got into everything in this whole industry, becoming a personal lines insurance agent first. And then back in 2004, decided to switch sides and come over to the restoration world. Was in marketing, director of marketing at various levels on various states. At the time, moved around a lot due to jobs and things like that, children, all the good stuff. So had various senior level positions in the marketing sector. Then I got into building envelope and risk assessment world. And then once we moved to Austin, found my home at CORE Group, and here I am. So been here about 4.5 years. Love it. Got here pretty much at the beginning. And, we have a great group, and we all just have a good culture, good family, and what you see is what you get when you deal with all of us.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And you did. You guys have a great group and great team. I've been fortunate enough to attend a couple of the events and actually spoke at the summit back in February. I think it's already been quite a while. So yeah, no, I can attest to that. Great group at CORE. If you're not familiar with them, go check out the website, gowithcore.com. All right, Beth.
Or just come meet us all in person next week.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be there ready for y'all.
That's the best way.
Absolutely. So, yes, I'm Beth Thompson, VP of Events at CORE Group. My path to this position was through, I've been in events more or less 20 plus years, but in the industry for a little over 10. I was previously with Next Gear Solutions prior to their being acquired by CoreLogic, stayed there for a little while and ended up really feeling like this opportunity was the right move for me to join the core team. And so I'm in my third year at Core, and we're having a good time growing, learning, and just trying to make an impact in the industry.
Yeah, you guys definitely do seem to have so much synergy at Core with everybody that I've had a pleasure of meeting and working with one-on-one. Like I said, I can't overstate the team that you guys are putting together and the community and culture that you guys are building over there with all these events. So I'm super excited. But before we get into the collective, which is coming up soon, and time's ticking every second we're sitting here, I'm watching your website just tick down the seconds that you have to sign up for it. I'd like to talk a little bit about Core. Really just a quick hit, who Core is, what it's all about, how you fit into the grand scheme in the restoration world, and kind of what makes Core different.
Sure. So we are a hybrid franchise manager pair program that deals with specifically and specializes, I should say, into the high net worth space on the insurance side, and then commercial property as well. So that's all we deal with. So we're not dealing with, the mid-tier, lower level insurance carriers. Nothing's wrong with that. They're great. But we want to just bring more value to when we're sending our contractors out, to various jobs, things like that. But we have a whole other side of a membership program, and we offer them so many resources. Us as my team specifically as a marketing agency to our members. So when you become a member, you have access to us. If you don't have a marketing person, I know in this field, in this industry, a lot of times in contractor world, which is where I came from, you do have either a marketing person or a salesperson or a business development person. Very rarely is the marketing person a true marketing person. It's almost always a sales or business development position.
Yeah.
So that is something that differentiates us. So we actually offer that to our members, being able to utilize our designers. We have on-staff designers, helping with any tchotchke items, display items, anything they could make, need to go to a show or present to the show, we can help them with that. And then we offer so many more things. We have Core University, which is training. So anything from admin or even out of tech school, admin level, all the way up to executive level courses. We've got hundreds of courses right now on Core University that, people have access to. We have remote estimating desk, which is called Core Red, which basically in a CAT situation, typically you get inundated, you can't write them fast enough. So you send them over to us, we get that done for you remotely, spit those back out to you so you can start getting those, done really quick, sending them back to who you need to. There's just so many things that we have that it could probably take me all day to talk about that. I know our sales presentations are just as long. So, but we do have so many things that, we offer here at Core that really help the industry as a whole. And we really do try to connect, our contractors and carriers, which is kind of what Collective is about, is putting them in the same room, getting them to meet, getting them to, build those relationships, especially the carriers and adjusters in their area. We try to bring those in so we can connect them and really make sure that, everyone's a part of a collective, truly. We got the name before we started our core values, and now one of our core values is being part of a collective. And we try to really put contractors together as well to share resources, especially our members. Just for that piece of it alone, just being able to connect with other members and saying you're not competition, you're a community. So why don't we talk about, where we're falling short or where we can help each other, support and win, in different situations. And we get feedback all the time from our members that just really enjoy being able to have other people that they can call without them holding things too close to their chest and saying, hey, this other core member really helped me out when I was in a bind. We really got to be able to talk about some strategies. Anything from websites and SEO to, even on jobs, referring jobs to each other, things like that. So it really does. We kind of cover the whole ecosystem of the insurance industry as well as the contractor side. So it's really something of more of a community that we really appreciate. So.
Yeah, I love that. It's one of the reasons that I've been drawn to you guys. I know that we've been talking for a while. I've been to the collective. I've been involved quite a bit, but I tend to try to align myself with people that we can have some symbiosis, and we all have this common, I guess, culture, if you will, of actually helping people.
Right.
It's not about, we're here to run a business as well. But I was kind of blown away because not a lot of people walk the walk and talk the talk at the same time. And I really do think that Core does. Every single team member that I've come into contact with, and I'm pretty scrutinizing because there's quite a bit out there. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of people doing conferences and putting together groups. And, this is really refreshing to have, you, Beth, and Diane, just this involved and this willing to just help anytime that there is. And I've gotten the consensus sitting down with different members, whether they're Core Elite or people that were thinking about joining membership. And that was the general consensus for everybody is like, wow, this is something that's genuine. We really feel like we're getting value out of this group. And that's really rare. So I applaud you guys for the work that you're doing, and Dan and what he's put together with your team over there, and Jason with Core U. I mean, Jason and I have done a couple webinars. We've got another one scheduled here right after Core Collective is going on. So no, can't say enough. And I know that everybody appreciates all the hard work you guys do, especially, let's move on to the real deal here, the fun part, right? The fun group. We've got something coming up pretty soon, like way too soon. Like we should have done this maybe 2 weeks ago and talked about it. But in normal fashion, in this chaotic life we live down here, I want you guys to talk a little bit about your upcoming Core Collective. And really, give me the whole rundown on it, and also how people can get in touch. Also, everybody, if you're listening to this only, go check out YouTube or LinkedIn. You'll be able to see the URL to go to their website to learn more about Core. And also, you can get your tickets for the Core Collective. If you listen to this entire episode, the listeners of this podcast will get a very special exclusive coupon code to save some money on your registration.
Absolutely. Yes. So we're very excited. This is a segue from what Diane was sharing about our values and who we are as Core, because Collective really is the experience that we build a lot around. We are very real and relational group of people. And all that we do, we try to come back to our core values. Like Diane stated, it's really built on the belief that we can do more together, and teams that are aligned and have that mindset can really make a bigger impact. So that's where the collective is really important. And I know COVID has been many years back now, but I think I'm always reminded that when I think about that time, how important in-person events are, and how relationships is really built in these events and in person. Our industry is such a small industry, and I always feel so refreshed and rejuvenated whenever we come and we spend time with those in the industry. And so we really set up Collective to be a time that people gain that from the experience. They come, they feel rejuvenated personally, professionally, as a team, as a company. So when we're planning that, we really try to think about all those items and also all the different people that are there. So we're going to think about it from a vendor perspective. We're going to think about it from a contractor perspective. We're going to think about it from a carrier perspective, a speaker perspective. And we really try to make sure that every single person that comes through the door leaves with value. I will say one of the things I'm most excited about this year, which I've talked probably more than I should about, is our keynote. We have Clint Pulver, who is coming. And if you've never seen his YouTube video or heard of him, I encourage you to look him up. Clint Pulver, Pulver. He's a very dynamic speaker and has a great story to share. And it's an interactive 90-minute session, so everyone's going to be involved. There may or may not be drumsticks involved. There may or may not be 5-gallon buckets involved. It's going to be something that really, I think, is going to make people think and really be inspiring. So I'm very excited about that. We also, 2 changes this year. We listened to the feedback. We always try to do that so we can work to improve it each year. Two of the things feedback that we got last year was too many breakout sessions. We had way too many. So fewer people are in the room, and it's hard when you ask speakers to really give a lot of time to prepare, and then you only have a few people in a room because you have 30 breakout sessions going at the same time. Right. So this year we were more selective, and we have 12 basically options for people to attend 5 different times. So you'll have basically everyone will be able to choose 5 of those 12 to attend. And all that is in the conference app, and people will be able to select those prior to getting on site, or they can on site as well. The other difference is we have extended trade show hours from last year. Last year they were 12 to 2. We're 12 to 5 this year. Okay. And also we do have that initial exhibitor welcome reception party. So there will be more opportunity in the exhibit hall for vendors, which we're really excited about. We have added another thing we added is pickleball. We're very excited about that. We have about 50 people registered as of right now, which is really the perfect number. I'm a little nervous. I don't want to really go above 56 because that's our passenger van number. But we will get another one if we need to, for sure, to shuttle over to pickleball. But we're excited about adding that. We had some feedback that there's a lot of people that just enjoy kind of, an outing, and pickleball is all the rave. I saw Diane on her social media has been putting in some practice. I have not yet. But I was a tennis player, so hopefully I can pick it right up. But so we're adding pickleball for the pre-event. And then we, of course, have what CORE is often known for is our experiences and celebrations at night. So I'll let Diane kind of go into a little bit more about our evening activities.
Before you get into that, and Beth, thank you so much. I have so many things to ask you based on what's going to happen, because I got to attend. I got there last year. Just a reminder, this is like coming up soon. So we're July 8th through 10th, downtown Austin at the Marriott. Just in case that didn't, I'm going to scroll that on the bottom too. Just wanted to bring that up because you don't have much time to get your tickets anymore, right?
That's right.
Right. But people get them at the last minute all the time, or they get there and walk up getting them at the last minute or day of. So
I was last minute last year. I think it was like 3 days before you guys talked me into coming, and I'm so happy that I did.
Yeah, we tend to be a last minute industry. So we definitely have registrations happening as we speak. So, but we have had a very strong registration. We are expecting a really good turnout. So, all right, Diane.
Yeah, so absolutely, especially during hurricane season. So you just never know what you're getting.
Yeah.
At what time of year, because it can come at any time, which is great. So she explained pickleball. Everyone's super excited about that. I know she pushed for that because we had a lot of people really ask. I think it was even last year about getting that, put in place. And everybody's like, wow, I didn't realize this was such a big craze, but apparently it is. And yes, a couple of us, me and Alan and Tiffany, have been going out every Tuesday and practicing, but I don't know if it's more just hitting, around, like trying to hit the balls around, or if we're just, because we don't know all the rules exactly. So we're working on it, but you know what? We're going to give it our best shot.
If you get Diane as your partner, I apologize in advance. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
And there's no pickles involved in this game at all, I'm assuming, right?
What was that?
There's no pickles involved in this game at all.
No pickles.
This is just like mini tennis.
It is, yes, with wiffle balls.
It sounds like how I work with anytime we have a business golf tournament we go. I spend like a week before the tournament hitting like 10,000 golf balls all over the place and splashing them. I get one good shot and I'm ready.
Right, exactly. We're like, hey, I got a volley this time.
Yeah.
And then we go into next day. So is our kickoff reception. We're actually doing 2 parties this year, which we're really excited about as well. So our kickoff reception will be in the trade show hall with all of our vendors. We'll have a couple little games to play. So you make sure you get to, interact with our vendors, go and see them, but it's going to actually be themed as well, as a neon party. So, you think 80s, 90s, depending on your age and what that means to you. We had that before we talked about, and one of the younger girls goes, it reminds me of the 90s to me, but they're going, it reminds us of the 80s. So it just
like the same thing.
Right. We're like, same thing, it all transitioned together, right? So yeah, so we have that, and then on, let's see, that's Monday night. So then Tuesday night, we have our big Beyond Wonderland party. So it's basically kind of we'll leave some little surprises, but we're gonna have a lot of fun. We kind of ripped it off of this. There's Beyond Wonderland Festival they have every year. And so we thought that would be kind of fun to bring that kind of all together. So there's inspo ideas. If people need them, follow our socials, our emails. If you're not on the list, reach out to us at events@gowithcore.com. They can get us all the email lists. We'll add you to the list if you need that. But yeah, we have all the inspo boards for those. So we're really excited about that. But you can kind of get a sense of what it is based off of the name. So
we will have one thing that has been asked a lot, which has actually tickled me that this has been asked so much, but is the tattoo artist coming back? And the answer to that is yes, he is. He will be at the pool party, the Festival Wonderland party that Diane's talking about on Tuesday night. He will not be in the trade show hall, but he will be at the festival party for those hours up there. So if anybody needs to get their annual collective tattoo, you will be able to do that.
I gotta stop you both for a second, because I think you're underselling this completely. Like, I'm sitting here laughing, thinking about last year, and you guys are one-upping last year, which is incredible. So let me give you a little bit about my experience coming completely blind. Had no idea who these people were. I just had a couple great people come on the podcast and talk about this really cool festival and this really cool group that they're a part of. And I'm like, all right, that sounds cool. Let me go check it out. I haven't been to Austin before. I walked into the JW Marriott and was greeted, like any other convention. Okay, check into the room, and I go downstairs to the exhibit hall, and I walked into a legitimate party. Like, there was a bus or a trailer parked in the exhibit hall with people serving drinks, a DJ. There was people getting tattooed. There was massage chairs set up and people getting massages. People are just eating all this great food. Everybody's smiling. It's not like the regular trade shows. You go in and there's grumpy people sitting behind their vendor desks, and they're trying to hand you flyers. I mean, if you found somebody behind their vendor desk, you were lucky at certain times, because everybody's out there having a good time. And that was just day one. So first of all, I'm like, whoa, what is this? What's going on? But then the next day, after a really cool day of, we did some live podcast broadcasting. I know the Floodlight Consulting Group guys were there with the Head, Hearts, and Boots podcast live all day long, bringing in guests. I sat into a few of the keynote sessions, which were just on another level, right? There was graphics and there was animations and there was music and smoke and people hyping the crowd up. But then all of a sudden, Diane says, "Hey, are you ready? We're going to a music festival." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm thinking, okay, we're coming back to the trade hall. And no, they had actually rented out an entire building and park, which is, what is it called? It was across the street.
Fairgrounds,
but FARE grounds.
Right.
And, I'm like, oh, wow, they have a live band. They have people going around. It was like a legitimate music festival. I mean, Diane was dressed to the nines for a music festival. You'd have thought you were going to like South by Southwest or something like that. Right. And so just everything that you guys had set up was incredible. So I was hooked at that moment.
Well,
I was like,
your experience is exactly what we hope to continually deliver. Like that little clip of what you just said, I want to get that because your experience is what we go for. Like that's the goal, for you to walk in and be like, wait, is this a conference? Yeah. We want it to be cutting edge, next level, an experience like no other. So yeah, that's exciting for us to hear. So thanks for sharing all that.
Yeah, and I think, one of the things that Beth, you might have mentioned is the rejuvenation aspect of this. And Diane, I think you touched on it as well. And I think that's really what it lends itself to. When I went there, after flying from South Florida and really not knowing what to expect, I was rejuvenated. I didn't even know I needed rejuvenation. No, and it wasn't just the IVs that you guys had there. People IVs the day after the Friday night reception or Thursday, whatever night it was, which was very helpful, by the way, for me. And even though I might have,
they will be back as well in case.
So that was cool. So that really talked about physical rejuvenation, but in the business sense, I met a lot of really great people, and everybody there was sharing the same kind of feeling. It was like, hey, how can we help each other? And even whether they were prospective members or they're members or they're part of your team, there wasn't a moment that anybody I saw could walk through and not have somebody collaborating and helping them with. And again, going back to what what I introed the show with our omni-channel approach. And that's why the trade shows and being a part of these collectives is so important for business owners, because it's invaluable information. It's people that are in the trenches dealing with it right then and there, not just Diane and her team on the marketing side if you're struggling there. But I mean, you've got some heavy hitters that are coming to these collectives and doing keynotes where you can sit down and learn everything. And then you also have business owners that are doing it, that are proven, tried and true of some of the biggest companies in the United States. So I think that this type of festival, not only is the stuff you get out of it is invaluable, man, what fun is it? And if you drink too much, there's people there that can stick IVs in you and you magically feel 100 times better. So there's no excuses to miss.
We believe in taking care of our people.
So we're helping you.
Yes, to our ability.
You weren't joking. I know that Diane, so it was either you or Jason told me you're not going to regret coming to this. And I said, anybody that's on the fence about maybe going or not going, you are going to regret it if you do not attend the collective on July 8th and just get there. Like they told me last year, just get here and you're done. And it was true. I mean, I learned a lot. I still talk to a lot of the people that I met there. I've learned a lot from the marketing perspective. If I had the pleasure to come back and do a breakout session of my own at one of your summits. So I really think you guys, and now that you guys are talking about stepping it up and you've listening to feedback and now it's going to get better, it's like, now I'm on the fence again about buying a plane ticket and flying out there last minute, even though I'm got about 9,000 things going on. But I appreciate that.
Like, that's always the answer is fly at the last minute and get there.
Yeah, just get here.
Absolutely.
It is a totally different experience. Like you said, I mean, it is still a festival, but, we're doing things differently. Like you said, doing different theme parties, different color palettes. I mean, I know on our team, just preparing for it, it's a whole year thing that you have to kind of prepare for to make sure, everything is just all the details, all the, T's are crossed, all the I's are dotted, we just make sure that we have every tiny detail covered on that. So I think, and that's usually what it is in the details, is what people really remember. So,
and I will say one other thing that was requested last year was to move the conference to July. And we did do that, obviously. Last year it was in the end of August versus September. Yeah. And so we did do that with the only dates that the hotel had available, which was the week after the 4th, which honestly was not ideal. We have still had a really good response. But I did want to say, for those who are like, gosh, we're out for the 4th of July, and then I need to be back in the office, come Monday night and stay till Wednesday, 2 nights. You don't have to come Sunday for pickleball unless you want to. You don't have to come to the pre-event stuff that's Sunday earlier in the day. Come in Monday night, spend all day Tuesday. Don't miss that keynote. Yeah. Tuesday night, big party. If you need to head back, but we have the carrier panels, carrier conversations. We have a CAT roundtable this year. We have an AI keynote. We have a lot of really valuable content and speakers coming to share. So I really encourage people that are on the fence. You won't regret it. I promise you that you will have value and it will help push you and your business forward.
Yeah, the emails are going to be there Thursday when you get home and Friday. And if anything, they're going to be doubled. So, I'm guilty of that myself. I've owned a construction business and it's really hard to get away. I think all of us can appreciate that. We all know that. But if you're serious about scaling and growing your business and you're in it for the long haul, this is the type of event that you want to go to for your business. No matter what you may be struggling with, this is where you want to be. We do it here. I own a digital marketing agency, been in this game since 2015, and I still have mentorship programs that I attend just to sharpen your skill, figure out what's happening on. Because in our world, it's not cut and dry. We're not selling a product, or we're selling. We're dependent. There's a lot of things that are moving parts that we're dependent on. So yeah, if you're on the fence, you need to just go. But if I can make it any easier for you, I mentioned in the beginning that there is a little coupon code that you can use here to save money. If it just helps you a little bit with that plane ticket or the gas to get in your vehicle, if you live close to Austin, you can use the code Ironclad, IRONCLAD, to save $100 off your registration if you sign up now until day of. Walk right up and tell them Ironclad. Even if you decide to come in there, tell them Ironclad. You can get $100 off your registration. And I appreciate you guys for even offering that to our listeners, because I've seen how much it is to get in there, and I think you're undercharging, to be honest with you, for how much you guys are doing. The meals alone are worth spending the money to get into this place. The what you're going to get in just the party wise, like forget the party stuff, just what you're going to get for your business is invaluable. So again, I appreciate you guys coming on here. July 8th through 10th at the JW Marriott downtown Austin. It's a beautiful location with beautiful people and a really cool group, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on today. If you're thinking about getting tickets, again, use code Ironclad on Go With Core. I had it up here. Let me put it back at the Collective by Core.com to get your tickets, or you can go to Go With Core too. Any way you get to the Core family of websites, I'm sure you can figure out a way to get a ticket. Diane and Beth, thank you so much. I know you got a ton going on. You still got to go get ready. I will say, if the tattoo artist is there and I am not able to make it this year, which I'm still on the fence, grab me one more of them stickers, because I think I got one of my favorite stickers for my bar was a Dolly Parton sticker.
Awesome. Yeah.
I didn't get a tattoo, not much into tattoos, but I got a sticker from it, and I think that's really cool. I've got a bar decorating the whole ceiling with stickers that everywhere I go. So I've got some more ones and some Austin ones in there. I need some more.
Thanks so much for having us, Ben, and we'll see you next week in Austin.
All right.
That's right. All right.
Thanks, guys.
See you soon.
Appreciate it.